guys. Cody here with Don, the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast, coming at you for Week 5's Power Rankings of the CFL. Another week in the books. Some exciting end-to-end action. Last-second field goals in at least two of the 4 games.
Well, there was the overtime game. That wasn't really last second, but it was overtime.
Well, like field goal, walk-off field goal to win the game. And Don, what the hell is a dribble kick? We'll get into it next. All right, welcome back, guys. We're here, and Don, can you fill me in here on what the hell a dribble kick is? Because I saw that in the
Montreal game.
Montreal
does it all the time.
What the hell is this bull play?
Do it all the time. It doesn't matter what down it is. Let's say someone passes you the ball. You put it down, you give it a little kick. It just has to go a yard. And you pick it up, and you get a first down again.
What kind of tomfoolery, work around the system kind of garbage is that? Well, I'm not a fan of that. I was like, what are you trying to reset the downs? Because it was 2nd and 20 and you know you can't get it? What the hell is that?
I think that's as bad as in the NFL having the push-tush. I think they should both be banned.
Yeah, I was like watching the highlights of that game, and I was like...
He's just a CFL rookie. He's not used to this stuff.
Like, what the hell is going on? You said Montreal use it all the time. Do other teams use that play? Like, anyone can use it, obviously. But
anyone can. I've seen Montreal do it, I think, so far once this year, and I think twice last year.
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's not a very common play, but I don't think it should be allowed.
So it counts as like a fumble, and then a fumble recovery.
Yeah. Or almost like a kick and a recovery.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Because you kick it and then you recover it.
Because you have to kick it. If you just threw it to the ground, you'd be like, yeah, okay.
See, that's why it's called a dribble kick.
Yeah. Okay. Things are sort of adding up now, but still not too impressed. But nonetheless, lots of exciting games this week. We've got a bottom of the pack leading with the Elks, Bombers, and Ticats all 0-4. Ridiculous. The Elks started the week 0-3 for 3rd year in a row.
Again, you know what? They're not a 0-4 team. They played well again.
But good teams find ways to win, so that's what I'm saying. They're not a good team.
And you know what? You
can come close all these games. You know, you can... Yeah, you just barely... You know what's the same as barely losing? A loss.
Well, yeah, I know. I understand it, but unlike Hamilton, like, Ottawa is not a good team. And they came back against Hamilton twice in the last 3 minutes. Okay? So, Edmonton, again, I believe that they lost by 3 points again.
Yep. Yeah, so 3 consecutive 3-point losses for Edmonton.
So they're, like, right in there.
Like I said, good teams find ways to win.
And understand, they have a new quarterback, the ex-Argo quarterback, who's in a new system. Might take him a couple games, but he's getting better every week.
I like Bethel Thompson.
I like him a lot. I wish Argo still had him.
So that kicked off the week with Thursday Night Football. The crazy thing about that was the Elks hit a 52-yarder with just over a minute left to tie it up.
Yeah.
And then the Lions came back down the field with a big face mask penalty that put them into field goal position.
Yeah. I think part of the problem, too, Hamilton's having the same, Saskatchewan's having the same problem, and I think Edmonton is. Got to stop with the stupid penalties.
Yeah.
Just got to stop with that.
There were a lot of penalties in that game. And I think last week we mentioned the BC kickers on field goal watch. 28 field goals in a row, and he hit the 28 to win the game. So that's pretty impressive for them. 3-1 for the 3rd year in a row as well for the BC Lions. So they look like a decent team. They lost their one loss is to Montreal or Toronto.
First game of the year.
Yeah. So
I recall I had the Argos. You had BC.
That's right. That was a thriller too. It's a good game.
I think it was a little more thrilling for me.
Friday night football. I love Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I just love every day there's a football game.
Yeah.
Montreal, we're
And no changing channels.
exactly.
No keeping up on the other scores.
I'll say it every week. I just love that about CFL.
I
never noticed it last year, or never noticed ever until this year.
Because you haven't watched it ever.
But we had the Alouettes facing the Argonauts at home, like the Argonauts for the home team. Both undefeated going into this game. Undefeated, one was not after this game, and that was the Toronto Argonauts.
Right.
Alouettes looked good in that game too. They didn't dominate. It wasn't like a complete domination, but they were in full control that whole game.
Absolutely. You could tell by halftime, even though they weren't up by a lot, that the Argos were not.
Well, the Argos red. I found the Argos red zone / end zone defense was what kept them in the game.
Yeah.
Because the Alouettes were marching down the field. They were getting into that zone every time, and then they were able to hold them to, I think, 4 field goals in the first half, or something, 4 or 5 field goals in the first half. So without those, the game would have been way out of hand.
I'd like to know what's going on with the Argos quarterbacking situation, because
another guy in there. Another guy here, yeah.
Like, I mean,
that might be their. Well, I mean, they're still 3-1, and they've been doing the quarterback carousel. So
2-1. They had a week off, and who are they going to have as their starting quarterback this week? I bet you it's the guy who drives the team bus.
Or the water boy.
Maybe the water boy, because I don't know what's going on there. They
better get their.
All that I know is that they let Bethel Thompson go, and that's going to bite him in the ass.
Well, they had their other quarterback, and then he made some unruling comments before the season.
No, he gave his opinion and got penalized for it. So let's stop defending that. He gave his opinion. That's bullshit.
I think it was technically kind of classified.
It's bullshit.
Maybe actually, what were the comments?
There was something about the trans people, right?
And you got to be careful with those.
No,
people.
you really don't. It's an opinion.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying, like with today's society,
if they can express their fucking opinion on a regular basis, so can we.
No, I know. I'm not a fan. I'm just saying with today's society.
No,
unfortunately,
I think it's
if
ridiculous.
you say something, then you're gonna.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I'm just stating the facts here. Don't put me on the hot seat here. So yeah, Montreal controlled for most of that game. Moving on to Friday night football, we had the Bombers playing at Calgary.
You mean Saturday?
Oh, sorry. Moving on to Saturday night football. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday's next. Saturday's next thing.
Is this like your first podcast?
Bombers at Calgary. What do you think of that game?
Well, I thought it was a good game. The Bombers' starting quarterback got hurt, which was unfortunate. I thought that the backup did a stellar job. I'm thinking I was a little bit misinformed about the overtime rules because and even though they posted them beforehand, so the Bombers tried. Calgary won the coin toss and had the Bombers go first. So they were marching down the field and they got picked off in the end zone because of a blitz by Calgary I've never seen before in my life. This was so fast and
which is impressive that they got a pick because they sent all their guys on the blitz and there wasn't too many guys in the backfield to make that catch.
So the Bombers didn't score, and on the interception in the end zone, there was a penalty against Calgary. So instead of them starting at the 35, they started at the 50. And they just kind of ran the ball just to get within this guy's field goal range, and he kicked a 52-yard field goal. That's not... No, they should have to get a touchdown too. Everyone gets 2 possessions. They should have to get... No, so I was not happy about that. And that's what cost the Bombers. They were in this game.
Yeah, so Bombers fall to 0-4, which I don't think anyone at the beginning of the season would have expected from the previous 4-year in a row Grey Cup appearances. So, I mean, season's still young, lots of time to figure stuff out, but 0-4 is not looking good. But
no, it's not. But
the nice thing is they're not alone in the West in the 0-4, and Calgary's only 2-1.
And they haven't played Hamilton yet. That's how you get onto a winning streak.
There you go. Well, Hamilton's due for a win as well at some point in the season.
Not the way they're playing.
which I guess transitions us to our last game of the.
And I'm going to be interested to see what happens in Hamilton this week, week 5, because I got a little clip I might be sticking into next week's video.
Well, we had Hamilton at the Ottawa Red Blacks. Like we mentioned in a previous video, 2,051 days was the time between this game and the last game that Ottawa had beaten Hamilton. Hamilton actually had a 10-game win streak over Ottawa, dating back 5 years prior. So would that be 2019 season, I guess? So, I mean, and that was the first win for Ottawa against an East team since 2018. This is crazy. Like, Ottawa, I guess, I mean, I know they played, there's 5 teams in the West, but this is the first win for the Ottawa Red Blacks at home since 2018.
I was about to say it would have to be at home because they, not too long ago, took a Grey Cup. So,
yeah.
Unlike Hamilton, who hasn't won one since 1999.
So, another walk-off field goal to win it. So, what does that make?
With 3 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
And I saw that score and I'm going, I'm laughing. I'm just laughing so hard because I thought for sure Hamilton was going to win that game. Cody was going to win his first week. And I'm thinking, well, I would have had 3. I've taken the first 4 weeks. Like I said in the last video, that's a lot, guys. Okay, that's really a lot to win 4 weeks in a row.
Frustrating. 3 of the 4 games ended with walk-off field goals, and I mean,
you're just snake bit like Hamilton is.
I can't catch a break here, guys.
So now I'm up by 5 games after 4 weeks. You better start winning soon.
All right, so here's our week 4 results. Don went 3-1. I went 2-2. Bombers and Ticats let me down. I should have went 4-0, but it's not how the cards were dealt this week. So next week, let's look ahead to next week. Week 5, we got who's off next week? Looks like the Elks. So the Elks will get some time off this week. Maybe regroup.
Yeah, I'll make the first pick.
Kind of get things going. All right, so Thursday Night Football kick us off here. We got Toronto. You know what I was going to say this before. Toronto better figure out their quarterback situation before we go to the game because I want to see a good game. I don't want to see some crap-ass quarterback, some backup third-string quarterback playing against the Bombers. I mean, that would be great because maybe the Bombers will win, but I want to see a better game than that.
Well, maybe that's just how your birthday goes.
We'll see. With the way the season's going, that's probably how my birthday's going to go. All right, so we got Ottawa playing in, Toronto.
See, and now I have to analyze too. Which game am I going to pick next year?
Still early. I can make a comeback here. Toronto are playing the Rough Riders in Saskatchewan. Who you got for this? Will be a good game.
Be a good game. I'm going Argos.
You going Argos?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm going Argos.
Well, the Rough Riders are coming off a bye week, so they've been at home for 2, and their last game was in, so they've been home for 3 weeks now. They've had time to rest up. They've had time to regroup. They've had time to practice. They are already looking good so far, so I'm going to go Rough Riders for this one. And you know what? I think the sheet wants me to win too, because it already bolded my thing. Okay. All right, so next game, Friday Night Football. Yeah, so I feel like they all play on certain days. Do you notice that? It's a conspiracy thing, because the Bombers always play on Friday.
That way they each have a week off.
I guess so.
A week to recoup.
I guess that makes sense.
Do the math.
So we got the Red Blacks at the Blue Bombers. The last time that these two teams played, there was that crazy weather delay with the lightning storm. The Bombers had the momentum, and then everything halted, and things didn't work out. So they're playing in Winnipeg this time. Barring any weather delays, I'm going to go with the Blue Bombers on this one. Praying to God. Bombers. First win of the season.
Even though in the rankings, which we'll look at soon, I've got Ottawa higher than the Bombers. The Bombers got to get something done. I'm going Bombers.
Going Bombers as well.
Okay, we got the Alouettes and the Stampeders. That one's not centered.
And you spelled Stampede.
So we got the Alouettes and the Stampeders. That's centered. I said before last week I'm not picking against the Alouettes till they lose, so I'm going Alouettes.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. They're playing a weak, I think an overrated Calgary team. I don't really see much potential for them personally, but I haven't watched too many of their games. But I think, yeah, like you said, they're playing in Montreal as well. That stadium's going to be packed for that Saturday night, so I'm going Alouettes as well. And the last game, we got the Lions at the Tiger Cats. Hamilton home game.
Your second team.
My second favorite team here, the team I'm cheering for. But I like the Lions too, and I have high hopes for the Lions this year. So I'm as much as it pains me, I don't want to see another loss this week.
Turncoat.
So I'm going BC Lions.
Turncoat. Well, for me, this is a no-brainer. Hamilton sucks. I'm going for BC. That's all there is to that story. Like, they're terrible.
Yeah, unfortunate, but so there you have it, guys. One split this week. I've got the Rough Riders, we got the Argonauts. So Thursday Night Football, we'll see what happens. I'm actually off Thursday. We'll watch that game. Oh, wait, is that tomorrow? Yeah, I'm off tomorrow. Come watch that game.
All right.
There we go. It's a date.
Way to gay up the pool.
All right, so we'll stay tuned for that, and then should we move on to the power rankings from last week?
All right.
All right, so here's our CFL power rankings for week 5.
That's some good TV.
Save it for next week or next thing. So I had not much movement over at the top. I kept my Alouettes, not my Alouettes. I kept the Alouettes number 1. Rough Riders were off last week, so I didn't move them up or down. I kept them number 2, and with the Argonauts. I think if the Argonauts had won last week against the Alouettes, I would have bumped them up to number 2, but they weren't able to pull it off. And their quarterback situations, it just seems shaky right now. I don't have very much confidence in them. So they're sitting at number 3 right now, but I don't know where they're going to be going forward. But then Lions, did I move the Lions up? No, Lions. So my top 4 are all the same, and I kept the Lions. You kept your top 4 the same as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your top 4 are the same.
I only changed the Bombers in Ottawa.
So your only change last week was Bombers. You flip-flopped the Bombers in Ottawa?
Yeah, I still kept the Elks where they were because you know what? They're not a terrible team.
I moved them down. I bumped them down to 3rd last just because they are 0-4, and Ottawa has won 2 games.
Yeah, but Ottawa hasn't played anybody.
What do you mean? They played the same... They played
the 0-4 Bombers and the 0-4 Ticats. Seriously? Who the hell have they played?
Still, the Elks have not won a game. I know they've been close games.
And when they played the Alouettes, they had their ass handed to them after the first quarter.
They played the best team in the league and got their butt kicked, okay?
In the first quarter, it was over.
Either way, I can't put a team that has 2 wins over a team that has 0 wins. So I moved the Elks down.
I'm not overly interested in going by what you say because I've won 4 weeks in a row and you haven't won any. So I'm going to stick with my game plan.
I still think they're the best of the 0-4 teams, so they're at the number 3 last 3 spot. But Bombers second last, and then I got my Tiger Cats bottom of the pack. So this is you know what? I just started watching CFL this year, and look at that. My top 2 teams at the bottom of the league. Something with me and CFL is not jiving. Something's not working right now.
Something with you in CFL, you in NFL, you in hockey, you in basketball, you in wrestling. Need I go on? When are you going to win a bet?
Hey, I've enjoyed a couple pounds of wings here, so.
Okay, so you won 2 pounds of wings. What did I win? A steak dinner. 2 pounds of wings. I'm going to be getting my nachos.
Should we do that tomorrow then, I guess?
What?
Your nachos. But I totally forgot we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, if we want to, we can go watch the game at the bar.
Can watch the first half of the bar, maybe. Yeah,
that's right. You have to be in bed by 10. That's right. Okay.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do nachos tomorrow. All right.
That means you got to have a shower again tomorrow.
So maybe we'll film our... Anyways, we can talk about those later.
Yeah, let's have our private conversations later.
All right, so there we have it, guys. CFL rankings for week 5. A little bit of movement, but Don just had 2 teams move. I had a couple moving up and down. I should have moved the Red Blacks up. I'm regretting that now, but we'll see. So next week, who do we say is off? The Elks are off next week. Sam Peters are going to get their lunch handed to them. I'm excited for Red Black Bombers.
Yeah, actually, the Stampeders are not that good so far this year either.
Yeah. So yeah, and we'll catch the Rough Riders and Argonauts. So there you have it, guys. Another CFL week in the books. Anything else you want to add?
Okay, so that's it. Our picks are done. No changes, right? We're gonna stick to them. I just want to say, because last time you're thinking, oh, I was.
I see.
Hamilton. So I just want to say, if you want to change anything, this is the time.
No, locked in. Picks are loaded. You guys saw our picks, so that's what we're gonna roll with going forward.
Okay. Who's the Saskatchewan quarterback? Isn't that Trevor Harris?
Yeah, Harris. He was hurt.
He's up for 6 weeks. Okay. Thanks for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys. Thanks.